This TikToker faked a story about Ray William Johnson being her father and slandered his name for being a deadbeat father, tricking millions of people on the internet into believing her. And now she's trying to capitalize on this controversy by selling a course on how to do the exact same thing. Hands down, one of the most sociopathic things I've seen done on the internet for a while. And while this whole situation began a few months ago at the end of May, an update from a few weeks ago quickly escalated this from being about a TikToker making a stupid video and doubling down like 12 times to a TikToker solidifying herself as an absolute scumbag. So, unfortunately, meet Vanessa Vibes, the TikToker who fabricated an entire guy's story to try to become famous off of his name. And now it hasn't worked. It seems like she's attempting to at least make a quick buck. And the guy we're talking about today is Ray William Johnson. The dude is essentially the godfather of YouTube talk shows and or reactionary commentary on YouTube. And he's the first creator to ever hit 5 million subscribers. And he did so with his show called Equals 3. But according to Vanessa, he's also the deadbeat dad of a long-lost daughter he never wanted. Those are some absolute wild accusations just to throw out there on TikTok for millions of people to see. Also, massive spoiler alert, he's not, and everything Vanessa claims is a complete lie, as this woman is literally crazy. It's just extremely apparent that she will lie for any attention at all, but unfortunately, because her video has 15 million views and over 800,000 likes, there's a lot of people who believe this. And now people actually need videos debunking it because there's so many people that actually believe it at this point. And while the situation started a few months ago, she's still actively slandering the guy. So I guess let's just start from the top, where at the end of May, she drops this original video with these crazy allegations.
So this guy, he's my dad, and he abandoned me. This is Ray William Johnson, and he's from Oklahoma. He's super famous on YouTube. Now Ray, my dad, used to study in Columbia University. My mum went there too. She grew up in England, but moved to New York to study. And Ray thought my mum was fine, so they started dating. They hung out all the time. Here's a photo of them at a bar having fun. They both had big dreams.
Ma'am, you are in your 30s. What are you smoking? This is straight up impossible for you to be his kid. Also, right off the bat, this style is almost a straight ripoff of Ray's content format, which she's admitted in one of her live streams, but we'll get back into that later on in this video.
I started copying his content because he made a video on how to make his content, so I took his advice.
And I mean, just looking at her past here on TikTok, it's not really a surprise that she'd try to steal his format, given Vanessa tried just about everything to go viral with little to no success. This just seems to be her latest method at doing this, because since she started her account, she's clearly been lying for views.
My boyfriend caught me cheating on him. It was a mistake. It wasn't my fault. I was ovulating and the guy was rich. Biologically, I'm wired to get with the best provider, so technically, I didn't do anything wrong.
Clearly, this is rage bait, but I also think it's natural for her to act as someone who's unlikable, because that's the only genuine thing about this woman.
Whose idea was it to give women rights?
Yeah, okay. But then she pivoted to this whole pick-me genre to appeal to, I guess, a male audience.
Women are the problem, not men. Instead of injecting your lips and pulling your skin behind your ears to make yourself look younger, fix your attitude. Men don't want to recycle plastic.
But I guess those videos did not get her the attention she wanted. If only she just took her own advice there and fixed her attitude. But instead, she just decided to go on with her next desperate attempt. Because Vanessa, in her most desperate attempt at clout chasing yet, makes this elaborate story claiming that Ray is her deadbeat father. And we're not talking about like some speculation like, hey, he might be my dad. No, she says with full confidence, and she's like built this whole story around it. Like with the amount of like world building and lore crafting here, you would think that she's like some sort of like Wattpad fanfic writer. But on top of that, she used a whole load of AI generated photos for immersion, full timeline of events, backstory, drama, and of course completely ripped off Ray's style of making videos.
And Ray thought my mum was fine, so they started dating. They hung out all the time. Here's a photo of them at a bar having fun. They both had big dreams.
Honestly, marrying a popular influencer must be such a bizarre experience, because one day, you decide to take a photo celebrating your 2-year anniversary with your love. And then 7 years later, some clout-chasing psycho photoshops you out of the photo and replaces you with her mom for her own made-up story about your love being her deadbeat father. I mean, the amount of whiplash that would give any person, just saying all of that out loud makes me feel insane. So I can only imagine how Ray and his wife feels about this situation. But how much worse can this get? a whole lot worse. Except my actual video might get a little bit better because I realized I forgot to turn on one of my studio lights. So while my lighting might have just got a little bit better, this story just gets so much worse.
Ray wanted to be a YouTuber, and my mum wanted to work in film. They were both working really hard towards those dreams, until my mum realized she hadn't had a period in 3 weeks. She was scared to take a pregnancy test, but eventually she did. And yep, she was pregnant with me. Surprise. She called Ray and said, "Hey, can we meet up? I want to talk." Ray said, "Sure." They met in a park. They saw a sweet family playing together. Mom said, "Oh, that's so cute. Do you ever want to be a dad?" Ray said, "Oh, hell no." He said his childhood was tough and he didn't want to have kids. He just wanted to focus on his career. So my mom said, "Well, I'm pregnant and I don't believe in abortion." And Ray was like, "What the f? You better get an abortion or I'm breaking up with you." And my mom's like, "Well, my body, my choice." So Ray said, "Well, I'm dumping your stinky ass." And that left my mom heartbroken.
That is such a wild quote to just make up about someone. And again, 15 million people saw this on TikTok by itself, and 800,000 people like this video. Meanwhile, on Facebook, you have over 5 million people who've seen it. And the story just sounds like it was ripped straight out of some Tumblr era fanfiction post. Honestly, at this point, the only thing she's missing here is her mom selling her to One Direction or something. And thankfully, I mean, looking at the comments of the original video, it seems like a lot of people agree that this is just absolutely insane. But I guess just for the sake of covering the story, let's go over her claims. This is all fake, but apparently Ray met her mom in college, got her pregnant, demanded an abortion, dumped her when she refused, and then completely ghosted them both. Then, according to her mom had to move back to England and raise her in poverty, while Ray became a mega famous YouTube star. She then included a photo that's supposed to be her mom and Ray together back in 2002 to make her claims seem a little bit more legit. Except, again, this was actually Ray and his wife back in 2018. Then before you know it, the internet starts treating this like an episode of Jerry Springer. Some of the comments were 100% convinced that this was legit, while the majority of people, thankfully, could smell some BS here. But also, as I'm sure that you're aware, the internet often doesn't really care about how true something could be if the story is wild enough. So they'll run with anything. So of course, people just started sending waves of hate towards Ray, calling him a terrible father, a scum, a rat, you know, all the totally level-headed stuff that an internet mob would do. And then you'll also see later on in the story as it unfolds that Vanessa eventually does claim that all of this was a publicity stunt, something that, you know, should have been an obvious joke, even when she never actually mentions in any of the videos, any other descriptions, or any follow-up posts that it is in fact a joke. No, she's just going all in on the story. Because in her literal next video, instead of backing down and going, "Whoa, now this is all a joke, don't send hate to Ray, guys," no, she doubled down. So first, we got this post showing that she was actively trying to get Ray to respond. And then we get this video, which is just another double down and blatant lie.
If I didn't take the video down, he was going to take legal action, and that we should keep family business within the family. But I have one solution. Take a DNA test. You're avoiding it. Instead of owning it, you're trying to make me look bad.
Yeah, everything about this video is a lie. The email does not exist, and obviously her entire story is a lie. Ray has never contacted her in any form other than making one video responding to her. She's an outright pathological liar that will do anything for some attention on the internet. But unfortunately, as I mentioned earlier, since her content spreading lies has gone extremely viral, it forced Ray to respond to this, and he completely debunks all of her claims. First, he points out that in 2002, not only did YouTube not exist, but he wasn't in college yet either, which makes her story impossible from the jump, since it was back in 2010 when Ray was actually uploading vlogs during his senior year of college. So not only is there proof that she lied, but it's also just publicly available.
One, I didn't go to college in 2002. My senior year was 2010. I used to vlog about it very publicly. It says it on my frickin' Wikipedia page. He began posting videos on YouTube during college. YouTube wasn't around in 2002. Two, this image that's, again, supposedly from 2002, you're telling me that I've looked the exact same as I do now for the past 23 years? Really? 3, since I was in college around 2010 and I got someone pregnant that year, allegedly, that would mean that that baby now in 2025, that baby is 15 years old. This woman is not 15 years old. This woman is at least 35.
Yeah, she really had Ray looking like a Funko Pop in her version of that photo. But if you thought all of this would be over after Ray finally debunking everything, you would be extremely wrong. I don't know how, but she's just getting started. Like, she immediately posted this on her Facebook account, doubling down yet again. Yeah, ma'am, that looks so real. I mean, this is like, I'm laughing here, but this is just so creepy. Like, how is this real? But then Vanessa even started a TikTok live stream so she could add more details to the story.
Well, that's okay. That's what you think. That's your opinion. DNA test. We can do a DNA test. But I can't do it on my own. And by the way, like, I'm not saying Ray's a bad dad. Like, I personally think if you don't want to be a dad, you should have that right. Because if women want to have an abortion, they'll have an abortion. So I'm not hating anyone.
I mean, this is just so far beyond a parody or a joke. This is just straight up disgusting. This is stalker-like obsession and would definitely pass as targeted harassment. Because, I mean, the fact that Vanessa had the arrogance to demand a DNA test and respond to why Ray hasn't been sued for child support, that's just completely baffling.
Why wasn't he sued for child support? Well, he wasn't sued for child support because mom didn't have money for lawyers. And, like, she tried to get, like, free lawyers. But, like, they weren't really helpful. Because if you don't pay for things, you're not going to get the best lawyers. So the mom didn't see a point in it. She just thought, like, I'd rather dedicate my life into raising my child than chasing a man who doesn't want to be a father. So she basically chose motherhood over chasing Ray.
Also, notice how a bunch of the comments are believing her and wanting her to bring her mother on to continue to expose Ray for something that's not even remotely true. And she even continues to claim that she has more receipts.
This is the thing. Mom won't save the emails. I have receipts. You guys have to wait till the next video. I'm not spilling the tea now. You guys have to wait. I got all the receipts and it's coming in the next video.
Yeah, making up drama for clout isn't new, but targeting a marriage, a public brand, and millions of fans, that's just a special kind of reckless, because that's how you go from trending to congratulations, you've been served real quick. And eventually she does post some sort of like confession video, and it is pretty much what you would imagine from an influencer apology, because she obviously didn't think that anyone would take it seriously, even though she saw how seriously people were taking it and still didn't do anything about it and only wanted to farm more clout off of it. And she was also like, you know, impatient about growing her channel and people just took it too far. No, this is 100% on her. And the fact that she's trying to blame people for believing her when she lied and doubled down like 10 or 12 times, that's not a real defense.
So guys, I lied. Obviously, Ray William Johnson is not my dad. The Ray William Johnson is my dad video was my last shot at making something happen on social media. I got impatient with my channel and I always knew that controversy, it always blows up on social media because people love the drama. And I thought maybe this would be my moment. I knew the video was fake. And I thought it was obvious. I didn't think through the consequences. I definitely didn't expect Ray to get that much hate.
Yeah, I mean, between her TikTok, her Facebook, and several re-uploads, over 25 million people have seen her slander Ray. She also continued to double down over and over and over again after it went viral. So she has no defense here. It still blows my mind that so many people's first and only priority is going viral. And that's just where the critical thinking ends, because they have an awful idea, immediately go through with it, and then cry when it blows up in their face. And I mean, at no point does she even understand she could have caused real damage to Ray's reputation and life. Like, this is just, oh man. I'm kind of in shock. This is like one of the dumbest things I've seen on the internet in a while. But then she tries to pivot into this whole like, well, now I want to tell stories that make a difference in the world. Well, we don't care. And the internet didn't care either because they all flopped. And she didn't even stick with that statement because just a few weeks later, Vanessa decided, oh, she's not getting views anymore. So she immediately goes back to lying about Ray again.
So Ray William Johnson is suing me. I didn't want to make a video because I didn't want to come across as clout chasey. But he's suing me for $100,000. That's not even my whole life savings. His team emailed me asking me to take down my videos. I wasn't willing to make that sacrifice. His content gets millions of views. I just wanted the same for myself. I already apologized, but he still wants to ruin my life.
I really do not understand the logic here. Her argument is, he gets millions of views, I just wanted the same for myself. you could have literally used that same format and discussed real stories that haven't been shared online. Stayed consistent, and maybe you would have gotten some genuine numbers without completely slandering someone. I mean, this insane person, if anything, genuinely made an attempt at ruining his life. And at this point, she said multiple times that he's suing her. He's not suing her. I ended up messaging him about this, and he confirmed that he's never contacted her ever. And obviously, everything that she's saying is a lie. Ray, by the way, is probably one of the coolest people I've talked to in the creator space, who's incredibly down to earth and hardworking, that has inspired me for over a decade. So for this crap to happen to him is just pathetic, and it's absolutely not deserved at all. But in this most recent video, she switches up completely and tells us, "You just fell for clickbait."
But here's what actually matters. You just fell for clickbait, and that alone should show you how easy it is to hook people in and use that attention to get the views, growth, and freedom you want.
Yeah, she used this to now sell a course. I am not joking. I mean, she couldn't have been more slimy if she really tried her best at it. Pathetic is an understatement. She couldn't have tried to make this more slimy. And she just speaks like one of those girls that you've lost contact with from high school who now promotes pyramid schemes from Facebook. Like, do you want financial freedom and to work from anywhere? Yeah, essentially, Vanessa's just trying to spin one lie into a business model, insisting that she could help you go viral just like her. Like, in multiple of her new videos on her channel, she started to tell people that one video's success has allowed her to do content full-time. And yeah, there's probably some truth to that, because she probably made about like 10 grand in TikTok ad revenue from that video, which is insane to think about. But I can guarantee you that TikTok is not paying a consistent monthly wage for her, because, you know, you only get paid based on the views that you're getting. So there's a reason now where she's going back to lying more about Ray and now trying to sell a course. Clearly, she's not getting the same views anymore. So if she really quit her job for that one video line about Ray, you reap what you sow, I guess. I mean,
I copied Ray William Johnson and got over 13 million views just by copying his videos. And now I'm doing content full time. And a lot of you are asking me, how do you do it? So I made a course that breaks everything down step by step. How I script my videos, how I generate AI images, how I edit and post viral videos that get views. It took me 2 years to figure everything out, but for you, it could take less than a day.
yeah, she's still lying, and she's selling a course for $30. So, and to make things worse, Ray has even made a free video showing people how to make videos like him. And she's also acknowledged that she watched it.
Because he made a video on how to make his content, so I took his advice. His video said how to make videos like Ray William Johnson. So I learned how to make videos like Ray William Johnson.
Yeah, I'm worried this $30 course you can most likely just learn from a free Ray William Johnson video. Also, I love how she just watches a video where Ray teaches people how to make content like him, and then she immediately uses it to frame him as a deadbeat father. Clearly, she's just a great person. That would kind of be like if he taught you how to fish, and then in return, you keyed his truck and called the game warden on him after leaving. Like, this is just such disrespectful behavior. It's diabolical. I can't believe this woman is real. This woman has no ability to read a room. And hopefully everyone that has seen her original video knows that she was just flat out lying. But other than that, feel free to subscribe if you're new. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video. Hopefully she crawls back into the depths where she's from, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.